So guys, Bitcoin hit almost 109,000 today. ETH is lagging behind and altcoins are getting squeezed like crazy. And we've been talking about it on this YouTube channel based off of the Bitcoin dominance chart, how the total 2 chart is responding, and how ETH is currently performing in terms of that price action around that 4,000 zone. Right now, everyone's wondering, should they be buying the dip, which honestly, you should be allocating. But overall, right now, everyone's wondering, are we going to be deviating lower? And I want to talk about the specific indicators, the sentiment in the markets, specific altcoins you need to be focusing on in terms of the top performing sectors, and overall where everyone is gravitating towards. But if you're new to my channel, go and check out the rest of my content. I'm an intermediate trader documenting my journey since the beginning of 2023, showing you guys my wins, my losses, keeping you guys updated around specific indicators and charts around Bitcoin, around altcoins, just so you guys can have an understanding of how liquidity shifts in the market and how you guys can capitalize on altcoin shifts to make those crazy gains. Right now, altcoins are getting squeezed like nasty. My portfolio is down a little bit, and overall, I want to talk about exactly what you should be doing in the sentiment and the indicators that you need to be looking at. Overall though, let's jump into it. So guys, as I said, Bitcoin today hit almost around that 109,000, touching 108, which was really crazy. ETH is currently lagging behind, testing that 4,000 zone, but not being able to jump out of it. We've been following specific indicators around Bitcoin dominance, how currently in this wedge, we are starting to break out, which is really crazy because if this starts to happen, Bitcoin dominance more likely is going to start rallying, and this total 2 chart that you're currently seeing right here, let's get that ad out of the way, overall is going to start crashing down. And I talked about it in yesterday's video based off of my sentiment, guys, on price action whenever liquidity starts to shift, and also around that Bitcoin dominance chart, and overall different perspectives from previous cycles. If you didn't watch yesterday's video, go watch that video to get a little bit more educated around how liquidity shifts and my sentiment as to the dips that are taking place right now, and how I kind of anticipated these dips that are currently happening. But overall, Benjamin Cohen had this chart that we talked about yesterday, talking about how if Bitcoin dominance jumps out of this wedge just because it's already tagging this zone, which now if you look at the Bitcoin dominance zone, guys, it's already starting to break out above that. Benjamin's talking about how as long as it stays below that, then alt and Bitcoin pairs are structurally okay, but if dominance gets back into the wedge, then obviously the narrative could change, and now we are starting to see that Bitcoin dominance drive into that wedge. Justin Bennett talked about how ETH still hasn't cleared 4K, and like how I said, it's kind of lagging right now, guys, testing this 4K zone, not being able to actually break out. And Justin Bennett goes on to say, so the sideways PA continues. One thing to watch here is the liquidity that's built up near 3,800. Potential sweep of those December 14th and 15th lows before we get the breakout. That could also serve to fill the ETH Bitcoin weekly imbalance at 3.56%. Don't get too complicated into that, guys. But overall, right now, ETH is struggling to break out of these specific zones. We want to keep up with, the specific price action around that 3,800 zone, just because we could be deviating to that zone before getting an actual breakouts. And this is going to be, really crucial for our altcoins, because a lot of our altcoins, guys, are on the Ethereum blockchain. So if ETH is pumping, our altcoins are pumping. Jumping into the perspective, guys, around the crypto markets, everyone is super pumped, talking about how altcoins are about to, rip up like crazy. In the main sector, everyone is shilling, guys, is AI. Just because, we have people like Trump, the new US president, talking about how he's going to start running up crypto and AI, and multiple companies are starting to rally around that. Many investors like myself, my altcoin portfolio is mainly around AI coins, and right now is the time to really start to take advantage of that. Everyone's talking about how right now alts are super cheap based off of where they're going to be in 2021. So at the end of the day, you should be taking advantage of the dips that are currently going on. If you're not allocated to the markets, especially, you should be buying these dips. The only reason why I talked about in yesterday's video about not potentially buying just yet is just because I'm waiting for the price action to dump down a little bit more. I said it last week, and now we're seeing that price action dump down more, and as a result, I can get a lot of these different coins at way cheaper prices. And that's why it's really important to keep up with the sentiment around specific altcoins, around Bitcoin dominance, and pretty much where liquidity is shifting. But guys, right now, in terms of the sentiment, even Miles Dusher's talking about it, AI is still the most obvious / highest upside crypto sector for the next few months. And overall, AI in general, guys, being a utility sector, dabbling in RWA and multiple other different sectors, it's really crazy what AI is going to start producing, especially with a lot of new innovation that is currently coming into the markets. And right now, guys, my portfolio is taking a hit. You can see for the 24-hour, altcoins are down significantly, and this is the time to be buying. You know, everyone's wondering, are we going to be dipping lower? Yes, potentially we could be dipping lower, but it's great to start dollar cost averaging. I always tell everyone, do not just throw your whole load at the market. You need to be able to dollar cost average, because if we do deviate lower, you can get in at different price increments and lower your average cost of entry, which is super crucial for making those crazy gains. So right now you can see my portfolio is down, guys, and I'm not stressing, because the projects that I'm investing in are vested projects with real communities, with real actual project leaders that are leading the space, bringing real utility into the markets, and overall developing something crazy for Web3. And that's why, as long as you're invested in conviction plays, you don't really care about dips. Actually, you're happy whenever dips happen, because you can get back in at discounted prices. So wiping everything to the side, guys, right now altcoins are getting squeezed significantly, and we've been following the Bitcoin dominance chart, just because whenever Bitcoin dominance goes up, altcoins go down. It's just pretty much, it's math, and that's pretty much also how liquidity shifts in the market. Watch yesterday's video, I talk all about it. But overall, everyone's wondering, should I buy? We could be dipping lower. Why would I buy if we dip lower? The only argument to that is, what if we start ripping up and you didn't buy? You see what I'm saying? Then you miss your chance at dollar cost averaging at a better price, and then we shoot to Valhalla, and then you shoot yourself in the leg because you didn't, no pun intended if you know who I am. But overall, you start to shoot yourself in the leg just because you are upset that you didn't take advantage of those dips. And that's why dollar cost average, guys. As dips start to take place, if you have $1,000 to allocate to the market, screw it. Throw in $100, throw in $200, and buy the projects that you want to. If you think that this is going to be the end of the dip, already crashing out, then of course allocate more money. But this is where you have to develop your own perspective and follow these specific charts, the sentiment of what everyone is talking about in the markets, and then from there come into your own conclusion if you want to start buying or if you want to wait. Me currently, I get paid this week. Holidays are going to be in the next week, which honestly I feel like there's going to be a whole bunch of pumping that is going to take place around specific coins, and also I think around those major coins like Bitcoin, like XRP, and also meme coins too. Meme coins are actually falling out of the spotlight right now, which one of the main things I preach on this YouTube channel is focus on what's not in focus. And right now AI coins are of course the main sector that is getting everyone's attention, but this is where you can start to focus on other sectors that aren't really getting the light. RWA, a little bit of memes right now, gaming, and then from there start to capitalize on it. But guys, in terms of what you should be doing, I think you should be dollar cost averaging. Of course, if you think that this is the bottom of the dip, then allocate more. But if you think we're going to be, dropping potentially a little bit more, which I think that's a possibility, then you want to dollar cost average, just because you might be able to buy at lower prices. But guys, with all that being said, I want to run back through everything, what you need to know, the sentiment, and exactly what I'm doing. So starting, guys, with Bitcoin, like I said, we touched that 108,000 zone, which is really crazy, almost 109,000. As a result, Bitcoin dominance is starting to run like crazy, breaking out of this specific wedge that we've been following around Benjamin Cohen, pretty much determining exactly if this is going to have a great effect on altcoins, which it is. We are already starting to see an effect on altcoins with the total 2 chart starting to dip down. ETH is lagging behind, testing that 4,000 zone, so we need to see exactly if we are going to break out or we're going to be deviating lower. Justin Bennett says, based off of the price action around Ethereum, we still aren't clearing that 4,000 zone, and he believes that we could be touching that 3,800 zone for that liquidity, and then from there actually ripping and pumping up. The consensus around the markets right now, guys, is that altcoins are about to rip like crazy. And right now, the main sector that is in everyone's eyes is AI. Even Johnny says right here, kind of crazy that we haven't seen an on-chain AI coin break to $1 billion yet. Expecting that to change very soon. Elio Trades is talking about all the different perspectives as well as opportunities in the market, and what he's really revolved around is gaming and AI as well. Miles Dutcher goes in and goes on to say about how, you know, this market is going to be really, really crazy. This bull market that we're going to see in alt season, and utility coins are going to be one of the main focuses. He goes on to say AI is still the most obvious and highest upside crypto sector for the next few months. Right now, if we look at my portfolio, we are down significantly. I'm still up quite nicely. If you've been following the channel, whenever Condux was sitting at around 2 cents and Hash was sitting at around 0.0005, I'm up significantly, guys. And Destra was sitting at like 19 cents. If you've been following the channel, you've been taking advantage of these dips, and you honestly are sitting quite nicely. And as a result, also right now, we are seeing dips, which you should be taking advantage of. I think that if you don't have a bag, of course you should be allocating into the markets. And then if you do have a bag and you're wondering if we're going to start deviating lower, then you should start dollar cost averaging into the projects, and then from there wait to see once we get more data into the markets. But guys, that's currently what's going on. Bitcoin dominance shooting up, total 2 chart crashing down. As a result, we are starting to see Bitcoin pump up significantly, almost touching 109,000. ETH is lagging behind, which is very, very bad for our altcoins, because most of our altcoins are on the Ethereum chain, and whenever Ethereum is pumping, altcoins are pumping, and whenever Ethereum is dumping, altcoins are also dumping. So guys, that's currently what's going on. The specific indicators you need to focus on, the sentiment around altcoins and the sectors that everyone is focused on right now. Like how I said, I think it's great to focus on what's not in focus, but also have an understanding of what's taking place and the indicators that are pointing to the fact where liquidity is shifting. I think we might be dipping a little bit lower, especially moving into the holiday season. Freaking fly. Moving into the holiday season. But at the end of the day, we won't know. That's why I've been preaching, guys, we need more data. We need more information. Once we get that, then we'll know where we're going. But even last week, I said a deviation like this was going to happen, and now we're starting to see it. So overall, keep updated with the channel, guys. If you're new to my channel, go and check out the rest of my content. Intermediate trader, documenting my journey since 2023, showing you guys my wins, my losses, keeping you guys updated around specific indicators, around Bitcoin, around altcoins, just so you not only have an understanding of what's going on, but you can actually start to navigate the crypto space, learn how liquidity shifts in the market, and from there capitalize. I'm gonna share more, guys, of what's going on this weekend. I want to talk about specific coins around AI and meme coins that I feel like you need to focus on. I also want to make an RWA video, and I had a few great suggestions. One video suggestion to make updates weekly on specific coins I want to buy, which I'm honestly going to be doing that. That was a great suggestion, and I'm probably going to be doing much more, guys. So overall, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and drop me a comment, like, subscribe. I really do appreciate all the support you guys show me on this channel. Drop suggestions, let me know about your perspective on the markets, what I think about the markets, and everything moving forward. But overall, guys, I drop daily content to keep you guys updated with everything, so stay tuned, and hopefully I catch you guys in the next one. Peace.